Paul, an 8-wicket defeat, must be bitterly disappointed after a bit of momentum gain away at Trent Bridge.
Yeah, massively so. We had a wonderful win against a high-class team. And today we came here full of confidence. We practiced well yesterday, and we looked at the scores. We looked at 148 sort of pass score, and being 5 out of 8 of the last games here have been won with the score of 148. So we knew then thereabouts 150, above 150 would have been good. The way we were looking at one stage, we felt we could have got 160, but unfortunately we kept losing wickets and key wickets at bad times. If I'm honest, there's only a couple of really good highlights. I think Harry Swindle's played nicely for his 29, played some beautiful shots when he got in, and then obviously Colin Ackerman held the innings together with a wonderful 50, and without those two contributions we were a sort of state. Really frustrating, because we've had good confidence coming into this team, from this team coming into the game, and we just kept falling away. Had too many high risk options. I felt we got out poorly at wrong times, and we didn't do ourselves justice. And realistically, 140s is a below par score on this pitch. A hybrid wicket, that was new to us. The guys struggled with a hybrid wicket. It's the first time we've ever played on it, and it was a little bit too paced. The spinners, it stuck into the pitch. Some skidded on and some stuck into the wicket, so it made it quite tough for us. And obviously we needed to take wickets in the power play. Darcy Short was magnificent. We look around the country, we see how many clubs now have got world-class overseas players in their batting up front in their power play. We saw Finch last night. We saw Nabi come in the power play. Martin Guptill, Darcy Short. These guys are world-class players, and they're hurting teams, and we're getting hurt in the power play, and it's costing us games. And we didn't bowl as well as we'd like to have bowled. We didn't quite execute where we should, and they had a license to go out there and smash it, and they did that. So fair play to Durham. There's a little bit of dew around later on. It helped it skid on a little bit, but no excuses. We weren't good enough tonight, and we have to go in now, reflect, and have open chats about where we go and how we go about it, and what we can change, and do a bit of soul searching. It's tough. Fortunately, results have gone reasonably well for us tonight. Worcester have won, so we're still 2 or 3 wins away from being in the mixer, but just the manner in which we're getting beat is a concern. We're rebuilding. It's tough. Durham had this a couple of years ago. They've rebuilt and got back into a good place, and it's tough. But when overseas players stand up and make world-class contributions, that's what they're paid for, and that's what they're doing, sadly, against us.
And just a bit more on Harry Swindle, which mentioned there that he posted 29 as an opener. A good response that from a young lad who obviously earned a duck at Trent Bridge.
Yeah, he had a tough time at Trent Bridge. He played round one that he should have played straight. He learnt his lessons, excuse me, and he came out and played a much more. He put his innings together really well tonight. He was. He struggled early and he stayed in it, and he could have quite easily thrown it away. But you know what? Fair play to the young man. He's got a good character and a good work ethic, and he stuck by it, and he found the boundaries well, and he took the guys on. He played well to cast. He was a good bowler, got a bit of pace, and played nicely.
And you obviously mentioned the hybrid pitch in your first answer as well. How do you go about preparing for that?
It's tough. It's very difficult. We can't afford to put a hybrid pitch in at the moment at Grace Road. They're quite expensive. 5% of the grass is artificial, and it behaves a little bit differently. That's the first time we've had it tonight. Durham have got it in the nets. They've got 4 strips in the nets and 2 on the square. So they've had a little bit more, practice on it than we have. But no excuses. You have to front up, and you have to adapt and adjust, and that's what we didn't do tonight. We just didn't execute. We didn't. Not enough smart options. We couldn't find boundaries. They hit 13 boundaries in the power play. We were nowhere near that, and sadly, they outpowered us again.
You use the words adapt and adjust there. Obviously, the pitch in general, that playing on a middle wicket on a huge pitch, obviously coming from Grace Road where the boundaries are short, Trent Bridge where there was 1 short, 1 large. How do you go about preparing and combating the large pitch here? Yeah,
good point. That's been Durham's philosophy of the last couple of years. Big boundaries, more 4s, more 2s. They put pressure on us. They're a very athletic team. Their ground fielding was excellent tonight. They squeezed stopped us preventing getting as many 2s as they could. But it boils down to execution and good thinking. And tonight, we were well off the mark, sadly. too many soft dismissals. Bowling wise, we came out in the power play. Perhaps we could have looked at bowling a spinner up front, which was something we spoke about. But we were well off the mark. The way they came out was fantastic, and they made us pay. And the game was gone at 6 overs.
And looking ahead now, obviously we play Worcestershire, the reigning champions, on Sunday. Is there anything you can take from tonight's defeat into that game? Listen, the power plays are crucial. Worcester's a bit of a slow pitch, a sticky pitch as well. Scores can generally be a little bit low if it's a stickier pitch. If it's a belting pitch, then it's a small ground, and it's a 190-200 pitch. But we'll see what we get from Worcester. We have to lick our wounds and be together, keep together, and look at practicing well over the next few days, and come hard and deliver our skills well. We've just got to make sure that we keep confident within ourselves, keep backing each other, practice well, practice harder than we've practiced, and be more ruthless in everything we do. And it's important to sort of maybe not lose the momentum gained at Trent Bridge and try and take that forth into as many games as you possibly can. Yeah,
we know that when we're playing well, we're a force to be reckoned with. We've got cricketers individually who are quality players, and at the moment we're just not putting enough quality, making enough quality decisions and executing enough. Simple as that. The spirit's good in the camp. We've got some good people in the camp. We're all rallying around together. We're in a rebuilding stage, and it's going to take a bit longer than we thought. But you know what? We'll get there, and it's going to be a few tough times, but we'll get there over time.